Wait. I'm all looking at the background like, what? Hello, good morning. How are you? How are you today? I hope you're doing great. I am feeling good. I am feeling less pain, so yay. Hey, Toby. Guess what I was just doing though? I was just talking to Toby. Toby, what's up? What do you want to tell everybody, bro? That you, what? You like to eat your vomit? Don't tell everyone that. It's embarrassing. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's just his nature. He can't help it. Isn't he adorable? You can be so adorable. You're so photogenic, Toby. Look at that face. I know. All right. Can you back up now? All right. Say hi, everyone. Bye. No one's coming here. I know it's cool. But guess where I just was? I'm here just because I like hanging out with you. And I was missing our old uh our old chat days, but because I was just listening to Alex Erickson and I don't follow these true crimes lately. There's just too much to invest in. But I know the ladies love the true crime. So what let me tell you, I'm gonna turn you on to her. If you like true crime, oh, it's 10:10 on the clock. Ding, ding, ding. Anyway, wait a minute. What was this guy's name? All right, so now I'm gonna go dig into it. This is why I don't listen to a lot of whatchamacallit, True Lives. But this is Alex Erickson. I've followed her for a long, long time, and she's doing something on Steven Stearns and the Jen Soto case. So it's really interesting. I was diving into that. So are you guys into that? Yeah, she's pretty cool. And she has such a lovely rapport and a kind disposition. Very sweet. I love her. Anyway, I miss the chit chats though when the ladies have so much to add. You can just hang out in your chit chat with your friends. Anyway, let's have breakfast. You know, Whew, so yeah, I'm believing that the right now I'm believing that Yah is going to make all things that are impossible in the human realm possible right now. I am believing that with all my heart and soul. And on top of that, I'm like, hey Yah, can you help me with this one thing? Mm, you know what Toby wants? Okay, I'll give you a little bit. Mm, wait here. You have to do something good. What can you do? Let's see. Can you can you lay down? Oh, good boy. Okay. He did it. Anyway, I'm all up in studying the word though. But thank you, Alex. I'm gonna go listen to the rest of that later, girl. Hmm. What's going on in the world? Hmm. Viva de la Franc. Viva de la Christos. Hmm. Let's read the news. No, I'm just gonna read the headlines. I don't want to hear that. I used to love Yahoo News. Now I don't really like them anymore. But Salesforce CEO on AI robots and the future of technology. Oh, I thought it said is the future of technology. Yeah, the future of technology is pretty interesting. Why? I don't know. Can we even tell it's real anymore? That's AI is incredible, and I am been getting into Grok. Do you guys know? Are you on X yet? Why aren't you on X? I'm just kidding. They're so okay. Well, I just dig X. I like it now so much more that I don't have to scroll. I know, aren't we so fucking All right. So yeah. But I like that I don't have to scroll on X, okay? And I like the I can also anyway, I'm not going to talk about all that right now. I just want to go into my I'm enamored by it though. Anyway, mm, oh, listen to this. Okay, Pope Francis meets with representatives of popular movements. Now, he just came out, and of course, just like the mother always does, she's the biggest manipulator when it comes to emotions. You know, moms always have that power, and I mean, we can just do it so well. It's like, well, if you did, or if you didn't, you should have done this, or you should have done that, but blah, 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 blah. That's the power of mothers manipulation. I guess fathers too, okay? But I always get that from anything coming from the Vatican because she's the mother, like quite literally. And what was oh yeah, so today Pope Francis came out with a strict condemnation to anyone who's going with these sports betting apps and sports betting in general. And then I stop and I think about, you know, how the level of hypocrisy coming out of the mouth of this false prophet. Um and yeah, just how it's so mothery. It's like, how dare you, you're just not allowed to do that yet. You will. What have you done with what do you do on the daily in the darkness every day dealing with whatever you're coming from? Anyway, this is what he said. Pope Francis meets with representatives of popular movements and encourages the right or the fight against social injustices, reiterating his proposal for universal basic income and higher taxes for billionaires. And you know who that's for. Anyway, it's and I think also what have we been seeing more um well, I saw this one clip, and I don't know if it's true. That's the thing with AI and these voice transfers. And I know Gavin Newsom posted about it too. How he so what I'm seeing right now is they want to so much that well they're vipers, but they want to constrict any free speech movements, and they're so against our constitution because they are interdependence um, purveyors who are embedded so deeply now that that this is the mission. We are in this interdependence state, and this is the idea of it. Anyway, what they don't like and what they do feel is unjust is the thing with free speech. We're I guess you could say we're still in the evolution of interdependence right now, and so the idea of the transfer of the constitutions that it's already been so breached, right? And it's really going to be up to individuals who want to recognize that everything constitutionally that has ever constitutionally protected us is it's in the final shreds of our existence to hold on to. And is it worth the fight? For me, I say no, because we're so far down this rabbit hole that it would take complete tyranny and a waking up of people. Okay. And I don't think that's going to happen because we're very lackadaisical, lazy. Hi, Bud Files. Good morning to you. Thank you for stopping in. And so what I'm seeing from like Gavin Newsom, Pope Francis, and some stuff with Kamala on just clips and stuff that I've seen. But well, Gavin actually posted, and then Elon posted the Joker, the Joker face or this vampiric of Gavin Newsom, who does look like a vampire. I mean, he's definitely got to be vampire lineage, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point is, they were talking about sequestering speech and in the social platforms. And I remember Kamala Harris saying that she was talking how speech is a privilege. And that's where you really, 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 really want to take it by the horns and say, wait a minute, what did you just say? Excuse me. My free speech right. My right is a privilege now. And they did the same thing a few years ago when it came to writing. We saw that whole another thing I thought about that was interesting that they brought it up for debate when they were trying to arrest people and then people would state that they're sovereign and they're not embedded into this two types of constitutions, two renderings of the constitutions, one that is in I don't know, in its own quandary over history. So it's about commerce and do people have is it a right to commerce to drive or is it a privilege? So now states say it's a privilege, but the constitution will still remain. I don't know where that is. I think that you can't really change it. You can only argue it. So the states have ratified that by charging people with insurance and all that because they consider it a privilege. Therefore, you have to pay your dues in order to gain the benefits. And um, they will provide roads and services and such. So that's the quandary. Now they're going to do that with speech. Now they're going to say that with next level things. And then another thing that's very concerning to me is the rights of the child, which is really concerning. And I've been seeing it in motion. And if anything, it makes our children and the children of our country and globally, because this is a global mindset, interdependence is a global governance. The rights of the child actually makes them so much less vulnerable because now institutions are focusing on what the child wants and what's best for the child. So if the child is saying, for instance, well, we already see it with the transgender issue, but any instance, if I don't like certain such and such, then they have to listen to that. Okay. And they have other rights too, like as far as getting tested, they do not. They have a body to say and speak on. So that's very concerning because you children and their emotions and in the moment, and they honestly they don't have the capacity to really stand up and protect themselves, even if it comes to free speech issues. Like if they're going to talk about something and then they might incriminate themselves. Anyway, it's very, very next level um, interconnected with the idea that the evolution that man is going to somehow bring this all in and it's all about humanism, humanistic ideals, which is fine, let them have it because the it's devoid of God in their knowledge or in anything. So the instance is it's a free for all. So you're going to see through interdependence more rights for sexual deviances that we feel is wrong for male or not male but adults and children. You're going to see more, but you're not going to see it until it's very it's under embedded. Like I know the Vatican Church has instilled quote protections for children, but really what they do is they protect the predators at the end of the day when they are saying, well, children have a right. Children have a right. Children have a right. And so now there's the cover of the parent. That's basically taken the sovereign principal womb right of the parent and giving it to the government to give us ruling and rights. And then when we go through the justice system with them, it's thwarted. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing is that now, and that's very dangerous for anyone who wants to vote for Kamala when you got this bitch saying you're no Elon Musk, anyone with social media, all of this is wrong. We just absolutely have to control it. We have to put something on it, and and it's a privilege. No, it's a privilege for you to be able to speak your mind or have a platform or make billions of dollars. So whatever. But since it is Interdependence Day, or Interdependence Day, Interdependence Month, I'm focused on that a lot. And so it's very dangerous. And that's what they're trying to say here. The Pope, all these three factions coming together, like, we have to get this message out. We are going to sequester speech and da 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 and make you feel bad. Like, what does their condemnation mean anyway? you know. But anyway, that's the way the cookie crumbles for these kind of people and what their advancements are. And trust me, Trump is not going to save us either. No, no, no. because he's just as movable. So, the only thing that's good about Trump getting into office is that he's going to have some influence from Elon and from the X generation. Will he be subjugated by it? Well, yeah, because they'll just give him money. That's all he wants. He wants money, and he wants a claim on the Jerusalem, and he wants his buildings everywhere. But mostly, he wants buildings in Jerusalem. And the future ideology of the Zionist realm. It's all up for play. So let's play, boys. No, really, I don't really put a lot of focus on it. But I don't really believe either that we as a nation are going to solve this problem when we can't even recognize it. And the leaders around us are all embedded. They all want it. They all want to subvert anything and grasp for their own power. And anyway, yeah. But I'm hopeful for that people will awaken just to their own right, their own sovereign right and choice and decisions, and how that makes a big difference in the atmosphere, and how our personal decisions and choices, affect so many things all the time. But every time we do end up getting in a problem, it's like someone else's fault. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know what to talk about though. Where's Dave? I worry about Dave when he doesn't come around. I'm like, where are you? Anyway, so don't make fun of me right now because I know you are. Excuse me. So I'm not. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about right now. I was over at Dory's and I missed her show and I was gonna have coffee with her and then I was like, well, I'll go live. But anywho, I I call this the I don't know because I really just don't know where to go with this right now. But um, wait, hold on. I guess what I am gonna focus on though is prayer and intentions of prayer and actually bringing out some videos. So I want to talk about in the future if you're into that, you probably won't watch, but I want to talk about generational curses and breaking those aspects because we're talking about Viva Liberte all Septembre and for the generations and the heritage of Israel and for our people and for the kingdom coming and the kingdom within and for flourishing that. And that's what I'm all about in this gathering moment. And I'm thankful that Yah saw me through so much stuff to get to this point. And now I can recognize, like, oh, I see some things are just trips along the way, right? But some people just want you to shut up. That's my point. They want you to shut up. They don't want you to be yourself. And they want you to play their game and manipulate you or whatever. And so that's never been my intention to really follow anyone else. And I've really learned that's like you have got to stand up for yourself in the way and into the truth of life, light and truth. So I've had to learn that it's so important that well, one with discernment, but two to really stand up for truth and light, especially when it's vulnerable and in a place of well, how I see it is a place of it wanting to come up because you see all this revelations. This is like apocalyptic revelation going on right now, and then you'll see the suppressors. So we're in a very very interesting time where truth actually does want to flourish, and so this is new to me. I've always been uh, the on the brunt of at the end of that stick where truth has no place anywhere. You don't jive with anyone. Nobody wants it. It's fine, but truth is going to prevail regardless, and I think we're here, and I'm really excited. And I want to really delve into breaking the generational curses and my issue with that is that I want to do it within me, and then I see it still around me, like with family and all this other. And how do you reach them? How do we talk about it? How do we touch on those subjects that can be really taboo? And at the same time, almost like a lot of stuff can seem like, whoa, when I'm talking about deliverance and things and topics that are hard, they're hard to even think about sometimes. But the root of a lot of problems come from places that we don't even see, we don't even know, we don't even. But in biblically, it talks about that, and in our everyday life, we probably don't think about it. And it's not until a tragedy happens, and I see it happen over and over and over, and it's like this is really stopping. I think what Yah wants to do. So why is that, and how do you figure it out, and how do you find it? So I had to learn that myself, and in that was understanding the power of the generational curse, not only the power that it has that affects our lines and generations, but also how to break it. So first of all, one important part is to recognize it. You don't have to be friends with it, invite it over and be like, "Oh, it's all about the curses or it's all about the." No, it's just a fabric that we can bring to God and ask him to help us with. Um and what I do in understanding generational curses is to just call them out for what they look like. Like you already know the things that your family has faced: alcoholism, drug abuse, um, sex issues, unnatural affections, things like this, things, the darkest parts you never want to talk about. And it happens. And that's the thing, is that to at least acknowledge it so that we can sort of have some power and not let it overcome, but at least acknowledge that this might be a reason why. And okay, and how to break that. So that's what I'm going to focus on, I think, for this coming part of my study and my understanding, so that I can do it for my own family, because I really don't want to lose the people I love. and and it's so hard to see them struggle, and it's so hard because you're like, oh, you want to go in and save the situation, but you're not going to be able to. Like, this is going to take next level help. And so what can I do for my part? So that's what I'm thinking about. And I really want to focus on that, because I'm not going to allow, the enemy to take out the people I love, by default, right? And it may help and it may not, but to leave them in Yah's hands and trust him with them, and be like, okay, I trust you with this. Even though it's so hard, you want to run in and you want to, help them and rescue them. And but the thing is that there's factors that, okay, and so when one thing happens, it's like, okay, I did this, I did what I could, and now it's changing. And so now what do I do? But the inner me is like, oh, you got to go run and save that situation. And I keep getting hit and smacked inside the face. It's like, no, girl, you're not going to save this. If anything, you have to think more about protectionism in a way of like, I have to think more about protecting people in my sphere and doing what I can to just, keep that safe. And I don't know all the times. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is advance that, and we're going to take it by force in prayer, in intention, and understanding what God says about it in the Word. So if you want to hang out with me, and that's what my videos will be up. And anyway, one of my favorite teachers in that, and who I'll probably reference a lot, is Derek Prince. And it's not the new age Derek Prince, but it's the old Derek Prince. He's from like 1960s and 70s. And he even preached, I think, up until the 90s. I mean, if he was alive today, he would freak out on the advancements of internet. These old time preachers. If anything, they're the most lethal. They're the most lethal thing on the kingdom of Satan. And I remember John Todd, who is he came out of quote the Illuminati, and he came out talking about the family of his bloodline and his generational bloodline. So I love that testimony. But John Todd would talk about the spiritual warfare that the kingdom of darkness and Satanists and the Illuminatis would have, and they would have their powwows and their meetings and everything. And I guess the question came up, and they were like, we're really having problems in these regions. And they were certain regions where pastors and preachers of churches were rising up and coming against them in the spiritual realm and like literally taking them down and stopping them from a lot of whatever they were trying to practice. And so John Todd brought that up, and he said we would talk about this at council meetings. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then they would target the strongest ones, and then they would go after them, and they would infiltrate their church. They would try to get the clergy embroiled in problems, whatever. They try to find your weakness, and then they try to bring in the props and the players to get you to trip up. And they couldn't get these guys because these guys were advanced on the kingdom of darkness. And Derek Prince and all these other ones have talked about how they have warred in those areas over time. So this is a real battle, and I think it's really cool. But John Todd admitted of the power. He's like, I saw the power of Yeshua over these people, and like how he protected them, and how he was coming, like how they were getting attacked and how they were getting shut down, and they couldn't even practice in any areas that were taken down. And I was like, ooh, I'm into that. So yeah, Derek Prince is one of those foundational ones. And I liked and appreciated John Todd when he talked about that. So John Todd's someone I like to, and I think they killed him. So after he got out of the Illuminati and he was on fire for Jesus, and then he did a ministry, and I think he was trying to rescue other people out of the organization. But what they did is they came after him, and they got him in a campaign. I think it was a child diddler campaign against him. I don't know. They take your past sins, I don't know. But anyway, that's all the history within the internet. And if you can still find John Todd, go listen to him. He's pretty cool. And anyway, so yeah, these old time preachers are really, really, really advanced. And he was the first one. Him and Win Worley were like the first preachers talking about mass deliverance, talking about breaking generational curses, talking about warring on the front lines. And what I loved most about them is that they loved their wives so much. And they were so simple, and they had these simple, sweet lives. And they have like the purest hearts too. And then they come after the devil like it's just like walking in a park, or smelling the daisies or something. These guys are doing massive damage. Anyway, he's still doing damage, and he was one of the first ones that talked about how Christians can actually have demons, how Christians and in Christianity we believe that we can't be affected, or we are not affected by these things, because now we are, we're covered in the blood. But that's not true, and it wasn't true for me either, coming out of all of these things. So I've seen spiritual stuff where the enemy wants to like just attack our children, and they are the most vulnerable. So heading into, just breaking free from these things, it's very possible, it's very real. And I think just to call it out for what it is, whatever you're dealing with. So I could do it right now, but I don't want to because I haven't actually. But Deuteronomy talks a lot about the curses generationally, right? Let's see. But Deuteronomy is a good guidebook, like, because Yah talks to us there, and he's talking to, well, it's a hard book, but it's one that you should understand, though, generationally, because he says here, like, And we read it in Isaiah 66, but he talks about the generations of man and how long these curses can last, and he also talks about the coming and the freedom of all these things, but there is an allotment of reasons why things happen, and it's not always because we have bad luck. I was okay. And it's not beyond repair and being no, not repair, what's it called? Restoration. Yes, that's a better word. Okay. So I think I'm going to go though. I just wanted to come and chit chat for you. I think I'm going to do this more though. So if you want, um, I don't know, like, I don't know right now. Hold on. That's why I'm white. I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm thinking, yeah. The only problem I'm faced with is that because I am a protectionist, it's hard for me to touch base with people like trusting. It's like I really want to vet the issue in the sense that um you're not coming here to try to play me, right? Hello, Miss Dory. I was gonna hang out with you and have coffee, so welcome. It sounded like you were busy with family. I hope your family's doing great. Are you getting ready for the holidays? Gosh, don't even say that word. I love the fall spooky feel. I like that. It is enchanting, isn't it? I'm not ready for cold though. Because listen, girl, listen. This change of life thing is no joke, and I was trying to avoid it forever. What the hell's going on? What is going on here? This is not working. Somebody make it stop. Anyway, I wish I could have you up because I don't know how to do that here. You can't do it here. Can you? Dashboard. Feedback. What's this? Share screen. Edit. I don't know. Can I invite you somehow? Hey Dory, do you like those um channels that talk about real crime? Do you like to watch Alexis Erickson? I don't know much about Dory. Dory, I want to find out more about you. And I was thinking we should have a fun live with like Honey Bunch. She cracks me up. Do you follow Honey Bunch? She's funny. Anyway, I hope she comes by. She's a sweetheart. And I thought, I don't know. I don't know. Let me tell you about this case though. You might like it. It's the what? And I don't see Natasha much on TikTok, but they're still talking about Gypsy Rose. She's so embedded. She did like a PSA for who's that Go to John dude? Go something. And I was like, why does she always do that? Like she picks a plate. She picks a pickled pepper. She picks the pepper on on the tragedy and then she's like advocating for them. And if they piss her off, she can go to the next whatever. It's so weird to me. It's like, girl, how long is that case? It's been how long? Anyway, it's fine. Wait, where's that one? Okay, wait. Oh, I was watching Red again. It's the Steven Stearns. Wait, let me see if I can put it in here. I know, but on the same time. But I think Alexis touched on some really because I guess the cases that this girl's boyfriend essayed her daughter and was doing it in her house for a long time, like 3 years, and she had no clue. And so so I guess the little girl ended up going missing. And I don't know if they found her or not. I'm not that far in this story. But let me post it for you, okay? If you like that kind of thing. I forgot to do this. Go to your channel. Go to channel, girl. Bite. How do I find myself? Just a minute. I can't find my live. Oh, there's my channel. Okay. Oh, there's my. I'm such a dork. You did it? Okay, well, here's Alex Erickson's channel right there. This is that case, and I like this because it brings awareness to that one topic of uh, especially when you're in 30s or 20s, 30s, 40s, and you're going to date again. I mean, that has got to be the scariest thing when you have little kids is to think that you chose a guy, okay, and we don't know. And when you're in love, you don't always know, okay, and that we're going to be the first ones at fault. Okay, when you're single parents, any parents, but any parents, yeah, you just never know. Anyway, it's so horrible though, if you can stomach it. But I like how she touched on how the mom, well, so it's an interview, so it goes into the mom being interviewed, and then she's confronted with the evidence, and then she's like questioning the evidence. She's like, are you sure, that's his thing? And then she asks if she could watch like some of the evidence and stuff like that, and I was like, wow. But she touched up on those topics like I don't think we would ever think of, like if you're in the midst of that issue, and what would you do, god forbid, what would you do, right? Ugh, can you back up? And what was like, this dude was fresh out of her house. Like she had been talking to the police, and like they had been like he had just been at her house that morning. So she was fresh, and the thing is they're trying to find the daughter, and first they have to break the news to the mom. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's just like, ugh, that's I can't even think about it right now. But I'm getting into that case right now. Probably go hang out at Alex's next time I hear her talking on it. I'm telling you, women are the best sleuths. The FBI even told us so. Don't get a woman started. That's how we are, dude. You guys do all the rah rah shish kebab, take down the empires, okay? Build them, bring up the, but we'll be the sleuths. We'll be like, no, I'm just kidding. We are like that though. That's what I love about the true crime girlies. They're really into that. They got like the documents, they got like the case files, they got all the evidence. I'm like, girl, go head on. I'll just listen. So you gotta appreciate your true crime divas who are doing the work rather than stirring up the shiz. Natasha. Does Natasha even come to YouTube anymore? I don't even know. See, why am I thinking like that? I'm talking about moving forward. We're not going backwards. We're not. Anyway, with that being said, I need a shower and then I'm going to go. I gotta go take my bike in and then I'm going to ride the hell out of it. I hope they can fix it today because I want it right now. Okay. I'll talk to you later. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for hanging out and stay safe, stay blessed. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.